Welcome everyone to yet another hip opener class. And I hope you're having a lovely day or evening. Let's begin reclined to tap into our breath work, to take our breath to the depth of our hip opening, deep in that hip socket. May our breath lead us to ocean depths in our hips. So let's begin reclined. Nice and easy. For today's class, just choose any alternate pose if something's not comfortable. If you want to stay seated or reclined, absolutely customize for yourself. We'll need a strap and a block and a blanket, so have those handy. All right, get started with your feet, just nice and anchored to the base of the mat. At bottom of the mat, spread the toes so the feet are hip width apart. And spread those toes, lift them off the mat. See if that pinky toe can just reach a little further out to the side. And then let's place those toe pads down and feel that grip of your toe pads. We'll be doing that when we balance later. So rooting down through the toes and the ball of the foot of the big toe and the ball of the little toe, the inner heel, outer heel, appreciating those feet as we build our tower upwards. Take the hands behind the thighs, just give your knees some attention and love as we lean back and curl the spine down, holding on to the back of those thighs. The hips release, the pelvis releases, the sacrum on the mat, then the ribs, then the shoulders, and hold the back of that skull. Excellent. Let's place the feet wherever we feel comfortable. But I suggest taking the knees slightly together and the feet wide apart for our breath work. So get comfy here. Feel the curve in your low back lifting off the mat. Take one hand to your heart and one hand to the belly. I invite you to close the eyes and begin to observe the breath. This way we have a gateway into a little bit of a deeper inner vision. Inhale and exhale and allow your breath to be your tour guide to the body. As you inhale and exhale, notice the exterior of your physical body. And on your next round of breath, try to go a little deeper from the surface of the skin in a layer. As you breathe this autonomic breath, let's see if we can just notice along the way as we penetrate deeper into the physical body with our third eye, noticing any points of tension. Notice any points of discomfort, or with your next breath, notice points of comfort where you feel great today. And then we'll get deeper in through the muscles, just kind of noticing our full layer, wrapping us, our whole physical self and our skeleton, the muscles beneath our fascia, wrapping around the muscles, and then the muscles and the ligaments, the joints. Maybe you'll notice as you begin to observe the breath, there's a little distance from all the flurry of your mind. Maybe the body surrenders a little more. Flowing into our hips, we definitely need to surrender a bit since they're so deep within. And now I invite you to Ujjayi breath in through the nose, out through the nose. And allow the channel of air to flow through the back of the throat. So in between your ears, it sounds like the sound of the ocean. Take 5 breaths, enjoying the wave sound of your breath. . And does the sound of your breath soothe the body, soothe the shoulders as they roll towards the floor? Soothe the spine and soothe the hips. Take a warm light to the hip socket in your mind's eye. A red light, warmth, deep within, where our femur bone meets the pelvis, ball and socket, connecting the root of our torso to the legs. Let's send attention and intention to this valued place in the body throughout our practice today. 3 more ocean breaths. With your last ocean breath here, allow the knee on the right side to trace down the shin of the left leg towards the foot, and then back up again, trace that line. Next breath, allow the left knee to trace a line down towards the right foot and then back up again. And so on. Nice slow windshield wipers as we allow some movement in that ball and socket, that circular connection in the hip. If you'd like to take the arms next to the ears and thumbs to the elbow creases, we can just expand and lengthen through the spine along the floor as we continue the windshield wipers. Noticing the soothing ocean breath, soothing the tissues, the length, the stretching, any tight points in our muscles. And then bring the windshield wiper to a stop at the knees together. Sweep the arms next to the body. Exhale completely. Let's bring the feet together if you have them wide apart. Place the feet on the floor, lift the toes, press the toes down. Keep the knees together. If you have a strap nearby, take that strap. And let's inhale the knees towards the chest. Slightly here, take the strap underneath the thighs to the back of the thighs. Hold this either side of the strap in the right and left hand, and just allow the feet to drift back down to the floor, keeping them together, the feet together. Hold on to the strap so that it's at a diagonal just towards the shoulders or even horizontal, whatever's more comfortable for you. We're going to tug slightly on the strap and then rock the knees side to side, but guiding this with that pull on the strap. Continue soothing breath. Try to surrender a little bit of the effort into the strap. So that muscular effort of the legs, if you can just leave that effort a little bit of a release. And sway side to side. Continue this so that you feel a nice anti-gravity effect on your hips. Lovely. Couple more times here. Maybe just a little further down towards the floor, surrendering gravity. And then bring the knees back together and release the strap. If you have a block nearby, we'll use that in a moment. We're going to take the feet hip width apart. You can also use a blanket for this hip lift. So I'm going to suggest a blanket or a block because some people find the block a little bit hard. Take the block in the hands, press the feet into the floor and lift the hips up, curl the spine up. So you lift the hip points up to the sky And take the block beneath the sacrum or to the blanket beneath the sacrum. Make sure it's nice and comfortable. Inhale and exhale and surrender into this bridge supported by a block, releasing the low back. And then the arms can go out to the side with the palms up to the sky to surrender. Press the elbows into the floor, lift the sternum towards the sky, press the shoulder blades together. Exhale and release down. So now we've got our collarbones nice and lengthened. Inhale and exhale. Oxygenating the brain here, lifting the hips above the heart. Another ocean breath here. And when you're ready, take the soles of the feet together and the knees wide apart. So we're supporting Baddha Konasana pose with the block or blanket underneath the sacrum. Feel the release of the inner thighs. Again, lighting up that hip socket, that root. Pressing the feet together, just feel the knees lift a little bit here and release again. Another breath. On your exhale, press the feet together. Now press the sides of the feet into the floor. Just an inch up. We're going to lift the hips up and then place them down on the blanket or the block. Another lift, pressing the feet together, then into the floor, lift up, and then down. And release. Rock the knees side to side. Press the feet together, lift the hips. Inhale, exhale, release the sacrum down. And rock side to side. Excellent. Take the hands to the sides of the thighs. Bring the knees together. And take the legs long on the floor. So lengthen, straighten that right leg and the left leg. And inhale the arms next to the ears. Palms up to the sky. Reach, or whether this is a morning or an evening stretch, inhale, lengthen to the extremes. The feet and the hands. Exhale, surrender to the floor. Notice the feet when they flop out, you're going to open up those hip points. So notice the pivoting of the legs is the pivoting in the hips. Just appreciating and sending good attention and intention to that rotation as we will be moving more in standing positions later. Begins at the hip. Exhale the arms next to the body. And bring the feet up to flex. And we'll come back to that bridge pose. For lifting the hips, press the arms into the floor. Feel the lift of the bridge. Inhale, remove the block, hold bridge. Press through the feet, pressing the inner thighs towards each other, and then curl down. Inhale. Exhale, roll onto your side. Let's take our reclined Buddha. So arm under the ear, flex the feet, line up the feet. Feel that long horizontal of the crown of the head down to the middle of between the feet. Exhale, wave of breath. Now we're going to inhale, lift that right leg up and then down, separating the feet and then bringing them together. Strengthening here the support systems for our hips, up and down. Nice. Bring the feet together. Bring the knees so that the thighs are 90 degrees to the body. And then we'll just open the knee up towards the sky in a little clamshell. Inhale and exhale. Feel free to have that right hand in front of you. As you open the knees, getting into another muscle here in our glutes. Feet. Let's bring the knees together And we're going to take that adjustment so that our left arm is reaching out on the floor and our ear comes down towards the floor. We're just going to turn this into a twist. Right hand on top of left. Inhale, we'll open up into a twist. Draw a rainbow with your fingers on that right side over to the right side. Keep the knees together. Pressing the left elbow in the floor, you can lift that sternum up a little more and surrender. Keeping your pelvis 90 degrees to the floor and look up at the sky. So we're just looking up at our sky or ceiling, and then sweep that rainbow back together with the hands together. We're going to come through a cobra here in the middle. So let's bring ourselves to our belly, tops of the feet on the floor, hands beside the shoulders. Pull back with the hands towards the heels and just feel that pull as you press the feet into the floor. Activate the glutes, point the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale. Exhale down. So we're doing our baby cobra flow. With your ocean breath, surrender down, forehead to the floor, rock it side to side. And then rock the hips side to side. Release the glutes. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, roll onto your right side. Take our reclined Buddha on the right side. You just roll over, I'll switch it up so you can see me, left hand in front of the chest. Line up your feet, and then lift that left leg towards the sky. And down. Strengthening here, keeping that core activated. So we lengthen the torso, lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. And lift, and then down. Excellent. Now bring the knees together and we'll take that right angle or towards a right angle, feet together, and lift the knees open. Great. Now open again with your breath. And then bring the knees together. Set up that right angle. Release your right arm out in front of you. Bring the right ear towards the floor. You'll take the left hand on top of the right and then open up that rainbow painting above the head and reach fingertips to fingertips into a twist. You don't have to bring the left shoulder to the floor. Just feel a release. Gazing at our skies. Pressing through the right elbow. Inhale, lift the sternum up or the rib cage, and then release through your beautiful exhale. Twist. Do the twist. Keeping those knees together. And then let's paint that rainbow with the left fingertips. And then left hand on top of right. And we're going to come onto the belly again. This time do a little swimming. So keep those arms next to the ears and the forehead down on the floor. Great. Inhale as you press the tops of your feet into the floor, just feeling that turn, the tailbone lengthening towards the heels. Great. Now we're strengthened. So we're going to come up with our arms and legs off the floor. And just lengthen the back of the neck. First, just lengthen out. Hold this for a breath. And then release down. So in our next trip up into our superhero, we're going to open the arms and the legs towards an X. So inhale, lift the arms and the legs off the floor and just widen the arms and the legs outward towards your full X shape, and then come back together, draw into the center and release down. And then inhale up. Out to the X and back and then down. One more time. And then out to the X and then come down. Release the hips, slide them side to side. Sway side to side. And then inhale up. And we'll swim, paddle the arms and the legs. Really lengthen that tailbone towards the heels so we engage the deeper core. All those that reside towards the hips, those deep lower core. And then down, take one ear to the mat. And again, release the hips. Nice. And then bring the forehead down. Take the hands next to the shoulders and press away as we're going to curl up through cat pose. So bring those shins down, curl up into a cat pose, bring the big toes together, the knees wide apart, and we're going to slide our hips back to wide child's pose. Keeping it wide, bring the forehead to the mat. Bring those hands to the fingertips on the mat. The palms up, pull back with your fingertips towards the body, and then exhale the palms down, release. Slide the hips side to side. So if this is uncomfortable for your knees, you can always come up to a puppy pose with the thighs 90 degrees to the floor. We're going to take a trip across the mat with our fingertips and our head and just go over to the left for a nice long side bend away from that right hip, grounding through that right hip. See if you can anchor it back. And then we're going to take our right hand on top of left, interlace the fingers, and then look under your left armpit for a curling up of the spine and a twist. And then bring the forehead down, walk the fingertips back to the center. Exhale, ocean breath, Ujjayi. Inhale, walk the fingertips to the other side, anchor through your left hip. And then take your left hand on top of right, interlace the fingers, and look under your right armpit. Feel that coiling up of the spine, of the mid and upper spine. Allowing more fluidity in this area, lifting away from the hips, and then back. Forehead down, walk it back to center. Just take a moment here, focusing on your third eye connection. If there's flurry and kind of a lack of stillness in your mind, inhale here. As you exhale, allow the worries and whatever preoccupations for the moment to flow out of your third eye and just release to the earth. Feeling our hips connected to the earth as well here, our roots. And then inhale, curl up through cat. Back to our tabletop. So what we're going to do is walk this tabletop over so that the wide part of the mat is around us. You can move your props aside. You have enough space. We're going to move towards a wide forward bend here. So we're in tabletop. And you can see that I'm in a different position to my mat. Curl the toes under, lift the knees off the mat. You can either press into a downward dog here or just keeping the knees bent, walk the feet towards the hands and then take the feet out to the side. So we're in a wide forward bend. Again, don't forget to spread those toes, lift the feet off the mat, and then press those toe pads down. Take your hands to the floor and just push up and away so that we have a flat back here. Feeling that long spine in the horizontal and then the diagonal as we release the spine down. And then drop the head. Take the hands towards the feet, bend the elbows, and feel this inversion. This is a release through the neck, so you can nod the head yes and no. So a nice release. Neck is going to be able to get lengthened here. Releasing any of that daily stress we get in our neck. Yes and no again. Oxygenating our mind, brain, flow with the heart. Walk the hands out so that you can come to a flat back, or you can take the fingertips and pull back as well. Inhale through your back body. So let's recognize the back of the ribs. And then exhale, release again. Release the head. And then inhale back into a flat back. And let's use that deeper lower core strength to stay in this horizontal spine while we take the hands to the top of the thighs. Take the fingertips in towards the inner thighs and just guide the skin inward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's come on up to a wide stance. Great. So let's take it in a little bit so we have a comfortable wide stance. Now we may take a moment here to grab a prop, which would be a block for triangle pose. So if you like to have that block there, take it to the side of your right foot. Great. So we're going to take our toes towards that proud warrior stance, the right toes out to the right heel pointing toward left arch. Hips are going to stay forward. So we have those imaginary pane of glass in front of us and behind us, noticing that the hips are forward. Inhale, exhale, find this length. So really, let's take those hands to the top of the thighs. Inhale and just push down with your hands so you're feeling that length from the hips on upward. Exhale, release. We're going to walk our right fingertips just down that right leg as we keep that length, hand on left hip. Keep the length on the right side, and we're going to end up on that block or on the shin, keeping the hips open and forward into triangle pose. Let's stand strong through the feet and evenly. And take our left finger and allow it to draw up towards the left armpit, left thumb, and lift and lengthen in an even manner, and then lift that left arm to the sky, touching that rainbow up there, keeping the spine nice and long. And then take the left arm next to left ear if you really want that length. Beautiful. Sweep that left arm up to the sky again, and imagine just a rope helping you up towards the sky, and lift up. Keep the arm up and exhale down as you bring the toes in towards the middle. Heel toe in just a little bit and then open the feet out to that diagonal. You come into goddess. Inhale, exhale, hands on hips, and we're going to drop our pelvis down and knees wide towards the middle two toes. Always towards the middle two toes, keeping those knees safe. Flow right down into this through the breath. Ocean breath in, ocean breath out. Let's lift our hands into cactus, arms. Take the thumbs behind you and then bring the forearms together, holding strong in this goddess balance. Let's take our forearms together, look at the elbows and lift up towards the sky and open up. Elbows to the ribs, and then 2 more times. And then coming forward again 1 more time. And then come on up. And we're going to bring the feet into parallel. And we're going to heel toe ourselves in to mountain. Take that block to the other side. So when we get over there, we'll be ready. Hands on hips. What we're going to do here is a nice wide hip opener through tree pose. It's going to be a flow. So let's try just the tree pose first, and then we'll do the flow. Inhale the left knee up so that we're in a right angle with that leg. Standing strong through the right leg, just pressing and making through that foot, rising up keeping that quad engaged and your glutes. Drop the tailbone, lift up through the heart, and then allow that foot to touch the right leg, and then open up into a tree pose. Inhale the arms towards the sky, into prayer above the head. And we're going to trace that line, thumbs to the heart, thumbs to the third eye, to the throat and the heart. Hold tree. And now we'll take the leg down, foot down to mountain, drop the arms. So let's go that same way 3 more times, but allow this flow to happen so that you're bringing the knee up and gently opening to tree and bringing at the same time the prayer position down through the midline. Standing strong through the right leg. Inhale. Follow the music of your breath. That foot comes down on the right side. And you stay balanced and even. Come back to mountain. And I'll try one more challenge on this side with tree. Come into tree. Open out that leg, connect into the midline. Now look forward. You may want to have a break here and go to a wall. See if you can have something to help you balance. So in case you're feeling less confident there. So take a moment if you need that. Now close the right eye and close the left eye. And then the right, and then the left. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can close both eyes, but make sure you have something to hold on to. And just feel yourself perceiving the midline in that challenge. When you're ready, come back to mountain. I'll just shake out the legs a little bit. Great, and then we're going to open out into that wide stance. So we're towards goddess again. Feet out to the side, knees lined up with the toes. Inhale the arms up. This time, draw down that central line past the third eye and the heart as we come into our goddess pose. Hands at the heart, press into the midline. Inhale, expand. Exhale, bring it all together towards the middle. Plug into those hips. They're drawing towards the middle. And then dive upward with your arms up to the sky, and then bring down. Let's take those feet out towards proud warrior stance. Hands to the top of the thighs. Feeling that orientation of your hip points forward. Inhale, grow out of that pelvis. You can just feel a growth of the spine, more carving, more space. Exhale, let's lean on over, standing strong through our feet and feeling the quads engage as we come into triangle. Hand down, shin or block. Right hand on right hip, just guiding it open. And then lift the right arm up towards the sky, broaden across the collarbones. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then maybe you'll take that right arm next to right ear so you can feel that lengthening on the right side from the hip to the fingertips. Lengthen the back of the neck. And then reach up towards the sky. Feel that rope helping you up to vertical. Bring the toes back to our midline. Let's take a forward bend. Twist here. Inhale, hands on hips. Exhale into a flat back. Both hands down or fingertips. Take the left hand below the heart and inhale, right arm to the sky. Do a twist, evening and balancing through your hips. Exhale, right hand down. Open up to the other side. Ocean breath. Now through the core engagement, just lift into that horizontal with the hands on the hips or the top of the thighs, fold upwards. And now heel toe yourself in. to mountain. And then we'll find our strong orientation here. Standing strong through the right side, build the tower. Keep those quads engaged, the glutes, lift the right leg up into that right angle. Find the even balance through the hips. If you need to use your hands as a reminder, that's great. Take that right foot finds the left leg, get the connection in the middle, and then we open that out. Arms up above the head, draw the line past the third eye, past the throat, down to our heart. Feed your heart with breath. Feed the balance with breath. And then come back to mountain. And we'll go through our tree flow. Inhale up, leg up. Tree flow. Complete breath here in mountain. And now we'll take our tree, left foot down, balanced on the left leg. Inhale up, exhale, trace the line down. Close the right eye. Close the left eye. Find a balance prop if you need that, wall or chair. Open each side and the other. And the ultimate, if you'd like to take that midnight tree and just close the eyes. As you exhale, hug into your midline. The breath is your guide instead of your eyes. Challenging. And then come down to mountain when you're ready. Shake it out. Let's roll the shoulders back and roll them forward. Just take a nice neck opener here as well as we take the hands behind us, link the thumbs to the elbow creases behind us. Feel that expansion across the heart and look over to your right. Look over to your left. Look forward. Inhale, gaze up at the sky. Drop the tailbone as you do this. Feel that engagement. And exhale, drop the chin to between the collarbones and look down at the heart, keeping it nice and tall. But here we are, lengthening the back of the neck, dropping the effort of those muscles. Drop the gaze, surrender. Inhale, find the neutral gaze again. Drop the hands so that you link your fingertips behind you at the base of the spine. Open up the collarbones when you inhale. Exhale, feel the drop of the hands and the weight of the hands. And then widen your stance as we keep our fingers clasped. Inhale, grow through the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips, keeping that clasped hands behind you into a flat back. And hold the flat back with the core, the lower core. And inhale, let's lift the hands towards the sky if that works for you. If you have any shoulder history of injury, just keep the hands down towards the sacrum and then down. Let's ease it on back up through an inhale. Beautiful. Let's release the hands, heel, toe in. We'll come to the base of the mat. And we're going to inhale the arms next to the ears. And exhale into chair pose. Now our hips are warmed up You can hold this into the midline. Imagine a block between your hands. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Imagine a block between your thighs. Wow, that really engages muscles when we do that, huh? Knees behind the toes. Exhale, navel towards spine. And then sweep, reach out, just reach on the distance with your fingers. And hands come to the floor. Release the head. Bend the knees and walk the hands out to a down dog or to a cobra, whatever you're more comfortable with right now, surrendering. Down dog, we're going to do just a nice core engagement here. If you choose to join us, inhale into a plank, pointing the tailbone towards the heels, walking the feet back. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, back to a down dog 2 more times. So we are just getting those hamstrings a little bit of a hint to lengthen as we alternate. To plank and to the dog. Exhale completely. Then your next inhale will allow the knees to come down to the floor. Bring the hands in a little closer as we cat pose. Looking at the knees, releasing the neck, and lift the tailbone up. Curl through the spine into cow. Stick the tongue out. Release the jaw at the end of this cow pose. Inhale into cat. Exhale into cow and stick out the tongue again. Release the jaw one more time. Exhale. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. And we'll slide back to child. Release the forehead. And rock side to side. So you can rock the spine side to side, the forehead side to side, but feel that ripple effect throughout the spine. That moisture of water, energy through the spine from the crown to the tailbone. And when you're ready, we'll shift to a recline position. Ease yourself down. Nice balancing, folks. Now we'll give a little bit of a nice break in a moment to our hips. First, let's do a little bridging. So take the fingertips and find the back of your heels. Allow the shoulders to drop towards the floor. Let's take that block. So we've got that nearby. Take it between the thighs. Press through the feet, press through the toes. Lift the hips up. Feel that squeeze on the block as you lift the hip points up, and then grab the block with your hands. Press the block between your hands and lift it above the head. Find a beautiful crest of your wave and exhale. Bring the block down between the thighs, squeeze it, and curl the spine down. Nice core work here, lifting up. Feel the squeeze, and then grab the block above the head. Celebrating the release of our hips, the nourishment, but also the stability, right? So the knowing of all of the things, all of the muscles and ligaments and tissues that support our hips. Let's get to know them. Again, continue this flow. Bridge, block, flow. And the challenge, lift up again. Squeezing that block, release down to our bridge prep pose and remove the block over to the side. Nice job. So let's take the strap this time, the other prop. And we're going to inhale the right knee towards the face, circle the ankle, one direction and the other. Take a nice lasso around the ball of your foot and lift up towards the sky. Take the diagonal if you need to with your leg. Use the strap to give a little acupressure to your bottom of your foot. And then take the ball back to the ball of the foot and just feel that hamstring stretch here. When you breathe in, when we take that ocean inhale, send energy to that right heel. And as you exhale, feel a cascade of energy down the leg to the right hip. Same, lifting up to the right foot heel and down, release into the hip. So we're plugging in there to that socket. Feel free to take both sides of the strap in your left hand. Take the right hand down to the right thigh and press downward just gently so you can feel a little difference in the hip socket there as you pressure down a little bit. Holding that anchor of your hand, take your right heel across towards the left hip. IT band. Hamstring. Supporting structures. Give them some love. And then take that strap in both hands and open up to the right. So the heel comes out towards the right. Maybe the left side of the foot to the floor as we open up the knee to the side if you wish, or you can keep that foot on the floor. Expand with your inhale towards the edges of your space, your place in space, right? And as you exhale, draw into the center. And then draw a line with your right foot up towards the sky. Press the left foot into the floor. You get the knee towards the sky. And then we'll travel across, bridging up on the left foot. Press in, and we'll come onto our left side, allowing the right foot to the floor. And then hold on to the strap with your left hand. Bend the left knee so that we're kind of at a right angle to the mat there. Take your right hand to your heart, elbow to the sky, and then cross over to the other side. Right arm reaches out. And then we can turn our gaze towards the right. Find your breath. Allow that ocean soothing sound to travel up and down the spine. If you want to find your left foot with your right hand, but if you don't want to, just flow with the breath. Feel that surrender of your rib cage, the spine twist, allowing it to coil away from the hips to support our lungs, our breath, our heart, organs. And then release your left foot. Take your right hand to the strap. Guide that leg back up, bend the knee, and release to the floor. Straighten both legs on the floor. Just using our guidance here with the mind's eye, noticing the difference in our legs. Got a snap crackle there. And then take the feet back to the floor, bend the knee, hug that left knee towards you. Circle, ankle, one direction and the other. Lasso the foot. And we'll give that rub down. Towel dry to the left foot, bottom of the foot. And then let's do it on the ball of the foot. Feel this hamstring. Inhale into the heel, exhale into the hip. Just cascade that light of energy, like a warm light up towards the heel, and then a warm cascading light down towards the hip. Ujjayi breath. And now take that strap, both sides, in your right hand. Take your left hand to the left thigh, press down, anchoring that hip, plugging into that hip socket. Guide the left heel towards the right hip. Keeping that anchor. You can feel the opening on the outer part of the legs, the left leg. And then take that strap into your left hand or both, and then open up to the left, allowing maybe the right foot to come inside of pressing into the floor and the knee out to the side. Reaching with your energy outward towards the edges of your shape in space, and exhale, drawing in towards the spine and your root of the pelvis and the center of your torso. And then take the right foot to the floor, guide that left foot up towards the sky. As we bridge up, pressing through the right foot, you're going to come onto your right side, allowing that left foot to drift down to the floor, right hand on the strap. Bend that right knee so that we're facing right angle. Left hand to the heart, elbow to the sky. Open up into a twist. The left arm reaching out, look over to the left. Feel the back body. You want to find that right foot. This is a good time to do that. Keeping our inhale, guiding the spine and that lengthening. As we exhale, surrendering a little bit more into a twist. When you're ready, letting go of the foot, sweeping across with your left hand, top of the right, and guiding your left foot up towards the sky. And then releasing with a bending of that knee. Taking the strap out to the side, the feet together, knees wide apart again. The arms long on the floor, away from the body, pressing into the elbows, lift the sternum, squeeze the shoulder blades together, surrender with an exhale. Feel free to rock the hips and the knees side to side. Taking that ride with your breath, the waves of your ocean breath through the body, noticing the difference, just playing the witness to what shifts have occurred in the tides of the body through this practice. Allow the hands to slide, palms to the top of the thighs, that hip crease with the top of the thigh. Inhale, exhale, press down towards the heels. So we're just allowing a little opening down and lengthening on the low back here, pressing towards the heels, and then release. Take your hand to the hip points, those axis bones that facing up towards the sky. Take the hands, the inside of your hip points, and just pull out or towards the exterior of the body a little bit, massaging on the inside of the hip points, pulling outward gently, gently. And then take the hands to the sides of the thighs, bring the knees together. Lengthen your left leg and your right leg, and then flop the feet out to the side. Palms up towards the sky. Inhale. Press the elbows into the floor and bring the shoulder blades together, and then release the shoulders down to the floor. Palms open naturally. Fingers release, thumbs release. Rock side to side with your hips. Flop each foot out. Notice that rotation as you flop the foot out. That rotation is really coming from the hip socket. Inhale, exhale. Close the eyes. Ride your breath. Nourish with conscious breath. Hopefully we've excavated something in our own ocean depths of the body today, visiting the hips. Perhaps it cleanses something in your mind you needed to release. Or the body, of course. An inhale and an exhale for the body, the whole body. And an inhale and exhale for the whole mind. An inhale and an exhale for the whole spirit. And an inhale and an exhale to blend mind, body, and spirit in harmony. Peace in, peace out. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, bend the elbows and the knees. Exhale your way to your right side and ease yourself up to a seated position. I hope you feel lighter and brighter. Thank you so much for joining me in the practice today. Namaste.